We'll talk about that.
It's quite poor. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Ian J. Cole and this is just a quick update on how our sale of our Pocklington music business is going. Today's date is the 3rd of October. So if you've looked at the previous videos, you'll know that we had two buyers interested and the deadline was the 31st, and the deadline was the 31st of September. So first things first, our buyer who was only interested in really buying the online shop, I rang him the middle of last week and had a quick conversation with him, and really it's dead in the water. We weren't happy about just selling the online business. We couldn't sell him the eBay and Amazon shops, so we agreed not to proceed any further. Our other buyer, there was two chaps who were interested in buying the business, a partnership. One of the partners has pulled out, but the other chap who we already knew is still interested, and I've had two meetings with him. I've got another meeting coming up later on today, and fundamentally what's going to happen, or what is currently the situation, is he has agreed to buy the business. He's agreed to buy Pocklington Music, but I think he may be having trouble raising the full finances. Now, there are ways we can work around that. He basically buys the business and we sell him some of the stock, would be one of the ways. He's called a meeting later on today, so I don't know whether we've hit a snag in terms of the money or anything else, and we'll know more once we've had that meeting. So that's fundamentally where we are at the moment. So things are proceeding. I mean, we have initially agreed a transfer date of a deposit, which will be in about 10 days' time. And then the idea would be that once he's got all the money sorted out, that the actual full transfer of the business would happen sometime in November. We've offered to work a couple of weeks free to help the transfer of the business, but actually we may end up spreading that out over Christmas and working certain days and things like that. But anyway, we'd get to that once we've got everything signed and sealed. So today's date is the 13th of October, and in the last video, which was on the 3rd of October, I said I was about to have a meeting with our potential buyer. And we did have a meeting, and what our buyer was saying was that he was struggling to get the money together, and what were our options if he wasn't able to get the money together. One of the things that he did ask was whether we would be interested in still owning the shop and putting him in as a manager initially. We said that we didn't really want to do that because we want to some extent, cut our ties with the bricks and mortar retail part of the business, because it ties us up. Next year we're planning to go to Edinburgh Fringe for a month, and we want to do some travelling around, so we want to be free to not have to keep worrying about a bricks and mortar shop. Anyway, but at the end of the meeting he was going to go away and going to go and see what he could do in terms of sorting out the money. He then texted me on the 8th and said, could we meet on the 9th, which is what we did do. And at that meeting he told us that he really couldn't raise the money, and that no matter, he'd been around all the banks, and they literally, because he didn't own a house or didn't have any collateral, he wasn't able to get an unsecured loan. And at that particular time the deal was pretty much dead, although I did say to him, look, give me a day or so and I would crunch some numbers and see if I could come up with a solution, which is what I did do. I spent the afternoon looking at cash flow forecasts, creating cash flow forecasts and creating profit and loss forecasts in an effort to try and keep the deal alive. And I then emailed him late that evening and said, could you come in and see me next day? And because we had a proposal. And fundamentally, I was able to put together a proposal which meant that he part paid for it, and I still owned some of the stock, and we were able to work a way around him buying the business. At the end of that meeting, I said, look, you need to go and talk to who you need to talk about it, bounce it off a few people's ideas, talk to it. Anyway, he emailed me back the next day on Friday, this Friday just gone, and said that he'd spoke to who he needed to speak to and the deal was definitely on. And at that point, we agreed a transfer date of the 1st of December 2019. So we're working towards that. He did text me last night and said that the deposit money will be in my bank account on Monday, so we're full steam ahead from now on. The next thing we need to do is, there's been some rumours around social media that the shop is closing. Now, we need to kill those rumours and basically say that those people that come for lessons or regular customers to the shop, that's not the case, that everything will just carry on as normal. So my plan is this afternoon is to actually put a social media press release out, really saying that, and that's pretty much where we are at the moment. So it continues. So the Pocklington music will continue into the future, and we're going to help our buyer as much as we can. But fundamentally, we have said that we'll work some time up to Christmas, really, to help him bed into the business and whatever changes he wants to make. And after that, I will still continue to teach there a couple of days a week. But fundamentally, from the 1st of December, the business doesn't belong to us anymore. But to be continued. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.